Hello, and welcome to the COVID Report. I'm Jeffery Chen. Now, you may be wondering what the COVID Report is. Is it the vague ramblings of a 16-year-old boy who is slowly going insane due to quarantine and can only derive some semblance of normalcy by speaking into a camera? No, I'm 17. But here on the COVID Report, we're going to talk about what's going on in this unmitigated shit show that we call 2020. Of course, a lot of stuff we're going to focus on this show is about the pandemic that's currently happening because it's a goddamn pandemic. But we're also going to talk about other newsworthy events, and who knows, maybe we'll all laugh together before, I don't know, August brings us flesh-eating emus that wipe us off the map. Now wouldn't that be great? We'll begin with sports, something I wish I was good at because if I was athletic, then maybe I could actually run away from my problems. Now sports are a huge part of American culture, right up there with video games and putting fireworks up someone's ass during 4th of July. It's almost like he went to Taco Bell. Sports are unfortunately still off, sending many middle-aged dads to redirect their pent-up anger in actual consequential ways. But fortunately for me, a San Francisco baseball fan, the Giants are still going undefeated in this year's baseball league, proving what I've known for years, you can't fail if you don't try. But let's move on to coronavirus. Coronavirus has affected millions in the world, including famous people, from Idris Elba to Tom Hanks to even Harvey Weinstein. The last of which answers the question, what if Harvey Weinstein got exposed to something that he didn't consent to? But today we're going to talk about one of the defenses we have against coronavirus, masks. Masks are a key part of the United States war against COVID-19, right up there with social distancing and apparently surrendering in said war. Might as well change our national flag to a guillotine and 2 baguettes. And there are different types out there, from professional respirators to medical masks to homemade cloth and paper masks. Now, professional respirators, or N95s, are the most effective at preventing exposure to the tiny droplets in the air that COVID-19 spreads through. They're usually reserved for people directly interacting in high-risk areas like medical professionals. David from the Bible also famously used an N95 mask to kill Goliath. You think he used it as a sling, but he actually took it off and coughed on that asshole instead. Turns out he wasn't asymptomatic. Then there are medical masks. You know, the mask you think of when someone says the word masks. While they do provide some protection against contact with air droplets, particulates, and strangers telling women to smile more, their primary purpose is to prevent carriers from spreading the virus. And finally, there are homemade cloth and paper masks, or as I like to call them, the 4th Jonas Brothers of masks. Not the most effective, but hey, you just gotta work with what you got. Masks are becoming more important as our country starts moving towards reopening, which is a whole topic on its own, which we can talk about later when the show runs on something greater than boredom and general anxiety. But whatever the case is with reopening, masks are going to be an integral part of keeping people safe, which is why it's so frustrating that videos like these are surfacing of people refusing to wear masks in public places.
Where do you derive the authority to regulate human breathing?
You cannot escape God, not even with a mask or 6 feet.
You're Democrat, all of you! I have a breathing problem. My doctor would not let me wear a mask. So anyone harassing me to wear a mask, you guys are violating federal law.
There are people out there who just don't believe that coronavirus is even a thing, and to those people, what the hell? This is a pandemic. You can't treat a pandemic like how Donald Trump treats Tiffany. No matter how much you deny it exists, it's still there, waiting. But there's this misconception going around that masks harm people, specifically people with breathing problems, and there are some valid points in that statement. According to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, people with moderate to severe asthma may have issues with wearing masks, specifically the more industrial-grade masks like the N95, which filter the air more. But the World Health Organization says that medical masks worn properly don't reduce oxygen or increase CO2 levels. And wearing any cloth over your mouth is better than nothing. Remember, you're both protecting other people and yourself from the virus. And there is the point that masks are here specifically for people with respiratory issues. Do masks cause breathing problems? No, they almost always don't. And if you don't have breathing problems, you definitely don't have an excuse to not wear one when you're around other people. But do you know what is known for causing breathing problems? Coronavirus. And also Daniel Radcliffe shirtless because... But the symptoms of coronavirus are incredibly damaging and may be permanent.
This is a very relentless disease. It grabs you and then you sort of get better and then it comes back. Boom, fever, muscle aches, pain everywhere.
At that time, I actually lost my sense of taste and smell. And I actually thought maybe it could be sinus or it could be something else. And then before I knew it, everything just started to spiral I guess, downhill after that.
There are many patients that have gone on for months now, since mid-March, that continue to have fever, aches, chills, they're short of breath.
And you can help prevent that from happening to yourself and other people by just wearing a goddamn mask. And there really is no excuse not to wear one in public places. They're much more available now, and you can even make your own. I'm going to include a link in the description for an easy way to create one yourself, but remember, masks are a lot like Avatar: The Last Airbender. When you're making a replica, you're going to have to be really careful or you're going to have disastrous results. Ugh. But for God's sake, wear a mask in public. Otherwise, our country's going to be a lot like this firework. Gone to shit. And now a word from our sponsor. Is quarantine getting you down? Do you miss spending time with your friends, going out to parties, and just living the life that you want to live? Well, if you feel this way, then maybe Introvertocene is right for you. Introvertocene utilizes top-of-the-line medical technology usually associated with social anxiety and depression to keep you from wanting any more of those pesky social interactions. Thanks to Introvertocene, I was able to binge-watch Grey's Anatomy so many times that I think I might need a doctor. Quarantine started 105 days ago. I haven't been outside for 150. Introvertocene targets the parts of your brain associated with communication, interaction, motivation, emotion, empathy, and consciousness, keeping you wanting to stay indoors. It also paralyzes the legs, thus preventing you from leaving the house. Simple. So I asked my doctor over Zoom if she could prescribe me Introvertocene. She said no, that social isolation was the last thing that I needed. But after I took Introvertocene illegally, I realized I'd rather get coronavirus and die than ever see another living human soul. So why wait? Order now at 188-LIE-DOWN. And if you order in the next 15 minutes, we'll include a free Zap Zap collar that sends an electric shock whenever it detects fresh air, picks up signs of human contact, or whenever you feel excited. Hey Grandma, I just wanted to check out. Because why leave the home when you can be alone? Introvertocene. Think inside the box. Thank you to our sponsor. With all of coronavirus happening, many students are in a limbo around how school will work in the fall, and in many cases, if school is even happening. Here to speak with me on this is Doug Whitman, an incoming freshman this fall. Doug? Woo! Hey, yo, what's up, my man? Hello, Doug. So tell me, as someone who is going to college in the fall, how does it feel to have a chance that you may not be going this year? I gotta be honest, man, this whole Rona thing is really messing with my vibes, man. Like, just the other day, I had to park my yacht 6 feet away from my old man's. I'm straight up not having a good time. Yes, I'm sure it must be hard. But what about colleges? And what college are you going to anyways? Well, this puppy just committed to USC. USC? You're going to USC? Doug, I have your application right here. It says that your primary extracurricular activities were crew and writing diss tracks against poor people. Come on, it's all in good fun. I'm poor too. I only get babysat by Jeff Bezos twice a year. And crew was fun. A lot more Photoshop than I expected. And anyways, I got a 35 on my ACT. Doug, that was your SAT. You got a 35 on your SAT out of 1600. How did you even do that? Hey, you listen here, pal. I don't appreciate this attitude. I deserve to go to USC like my father and his father before him. And when my library gets built... Alright, we're getting off topic. Any news on college in the fall? Yeah, I gotta be real with you, man. I don't know if we're gonna be going there in the fall. Yeah, that must be hard. I'm sorry. It must be difficult to be expecting something great for so long and then being disappointed. Hey, that's what my parents say about me. What? But even if college doesn't start, it should be okay. I mean, I think it's better we try and keep everyone safe in the long run, even if that means, like, missing a semester. Wow, Doug. That was remarkably well spoken. And now that I'm home, I have to drink responsibly. Alright, that's it. Thanks, Doug. Oh, and thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the COVID Report. If you made it this far, congrats! It appears that we're all still alive. Damn it. Remember, if you like this video, make sure to spread it around. Maybe it'll go viral. But for now, I'm Jeffery Chen. Wear masks, avoid Karens, and may God save us all. Scientists say new strain of swine flu virus spreading to humans in China.